Yeah, it's gone now. I live like less than a mile from where it was. It's apartment complexes now, or it's an apartment complex now. But yeah, it was, in my opinion, it was one of the coolest things about Tallahassee was Sunnyland. It was this old hospital that had shut down like in the 80s, I believe. I mean, it was huge. It was 5 stories, really this big, long, white building that then now had these like vines growing all over it.
It's so haunted.
And and it was, you know, fenced off, and you weren't supposed to go in there, but of course, you know, kids and teenagers and everything would sneak in there, and you know, you go with your friends and some flashlights and just like explore, and it was super creepy and super awesome and kind of dangerous, but like just like thrilling, and you'd find like all kinds of neat stuff in there. They still had some old like hospital beds and IV stands and equipment in there. It was like rusty, and you know, and there were areas where like there were big holes in the floor, and
Part of it was flooded too, right?
yeah, part of it was flooded. And I don't know, it was just so cool to go explore there. And I don't know, maybe as a teenager, I didn't like drink or do anything, so like that was like our like
rebellion,
like
almost.
Yeah, that was like our like, oh, we're getting into something dangerous here or whatever. And so we'd go there like all the time, and cops would come about like once every hour. A police car would roll through and kind of like make sure kids weren't getting in there or whatever. And there was at least a time or two where we had to, like, they'll see the flashlights, you know, and so they'll come in, and so there's at least a couple times that we had to kind of like duck our way out of there and evade the cops, you know. And but yeah, it was just such a neat place, and so the song Sunnyland was just kind of about all of these things from, you know, my childhood, like looking back, and then of course that, you know, was a big part of it. And so there's the line, "I left something important back in Sunnyland, and it's something that I know I'll never find," and that's sort of like a metaphor for like, you know, my youth or whatever. And of course, you know, Sunnyland is gone now; it's torn down, so it's like, you know, never get it back, you know. But so that was kind of the idea, and that seemed like a pretty powerful, I don't know, concept, and it's just a cool name and everything. So that's how we ended up settling on the name of the album.